What if you could buy a really awesome phone completely unlocked for just $250? Hey, what's up guys? It's Chris from Daily Tech, back today with a review of the Alcatel OneTouch Idol 3. The Idol 3 is not meant to compete with flagship Android devices like the Samsung Galaxy lineup. Instead, it's meant to appeal to budget-conscious consumers looking for a good enough phone at a great price. The first thing I noticed about this phone is that it feels really nice in hand. The model I tested has a 5.5-inch screen, which makes it the same screen size as my iPhone 6 Plus, but because there's no physical home button, it feels far more manageable and easy to hold and interact with. That's just completely freaking awesome. It's also very light and not too thick, which add to the user friendliness. In terms of materials, it's got an almost all glass front with a sort of plasticky, slightly textured back. Compared with an iPhone, I find it to be much grippier. The screen is nice and bright, but not as nice and bright as the latest iPhones or flagship Android devices. It does work really well outside though, which earns it some big points in my book. In terms of specs, you're looking at 2 GB of RAM and an octa-core CPU. Running Geekbench, the Idol 3 came away with a single core score of 650, which puts it really close to the Galaxy S4. In a multi-core comparison, it came away with a score of 2153, compared to the Galaxy S4 score of 1835. In any case, this shows that what you're getting with the Idol 3 is technology that was top of the line a couple of generations ago. Because of this, there are some times when the phone feels a bit sluggish when it comes to performance. Apps can take a bit longer than I'd like to load, and sometimes there's a small lag when unlocking the phone. You know, stuff like that. But seriously, for the price, this really isn't all that bad. There's plenty of fun games you can play with these specs, and all the basics like messaging and making calls work really well. When it comes to camera quality, the rear camera is really pretty nice. It picks up a lot of details, but there are times when colors can get a bit lost, especially in bright light outdoors. The front-facing selfie camera is another story. For me, it's one of the big letdowns. That's because the front camera lags pretty badly, especially for videos. I'd almost say you should totally forget about making any kind of video calls with this phone. It's just too choppy. But let's move ahead and get to a really bright spot, the speakers. Yep, speakers, plural. There are 2 JBL speakers on the front of this phone which could pump out 83 dB playing music from YouTube. The sound quality on the Idol 3 is definitely one of its best features. When it comes to battery, I've been able to use it all day without a problem. No worries there. All in all, this is a really solid budget phone, so if you're looking for something that's cheaper but doesn't totally suck, this is going to be a really good bet. In fact, at $250 for a completely unlocked phone, it's actually pretty hard to find something substantial to complain about. When it comes down to it, I guess my main impression is this. Even though it's relatively inexpensive, this doesn't feel like a throwaway phone. But because it is so cheap, I'm also not too worried about getting it messed up. Does that make any sense? Alright, so thanks a lot for watching guys. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down in the comment section. I'll get you some answers. Otherwise, I'll look forward to hanging out with you for tomorrow's episode of the best new awesome tech and whatever it is that we happen to be reviewing tomorrow. Alright, later guys.